Hi, everybody. This is Barbara Mayerson from JoinSuccess.com, and I am talking to South Africa today, which is a lot of fun for me. And her name, I'm not even sure her last name, but she goes by Princess Mona. And I'm so glad that she's with me today. She's a lot of fun. So thank you so much for joining me today, Princess Mona.
Thank you, Barbara, and thank you for this invitation. I just love being here with you and your community.
Well,
Thank you so much.
thank you. Yeah, we were talking about what to talk about, and she's got a variety of things that she loves to talk about. And one of the things that I found when I started investigating her a little bit was she has did a wonderful speech on Freedom Day, and I'd like to find out more about that. But I'd like to know how you got started and what you were doing. You said something about your legal world, and how you got started becoming Princess Mona.
Okay, cool. So I was in corporate, and in 2017, well, legal, and I worked for the public service. In 2017, I decided to step away from a 24-year legal career.
Wow.
And my corner office, my seven-figure salary, my titles, my security, you name it. Because what had happened, Barbara, was in 2014, I had done the breakthrough experience with Dr. John Demartini. And after that weekend, the first book I take out is Dr. John Demartini's book, How to Make One Hell of a Profit and Still Go to Heaven, right?
Wow.
And at the end of that week, when I read that, after reading that book, I stand there in my chambers, my legal chambers, looking out over the High Court of Johannesburg. The sun is rising, and I've got tears streaming down my face. And I'm asking, why am I reading this book? Because you see, my entire legal career, I was dealing with the dark side of money. I was dealing with all types of money crimes,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And what came to me was that, and this is how it came. I know money and I have to teach everybody across the world about it. And I thought, how ridiculous. I make sure people go to jail for dealing badly with money, you know? And then what happened after that, Barbara, is that this whole philanthropic side of me started when I started working with the higher consciousness of money, you
Mm.
know, the sacred wisdom.
Mm.
And that's how it led me to being on this path and journey on my philanthropic side to fulfill Nelson Mandela's dream to build the country of our dreams, you
Wow.
know, his legacy. And that's what happened. So on my money journey, philanthropy got activated, my higher calling got activated.
Mm.
And I realized eventually by 2017, you know, when the universe is talking to you, you know, when your higher self is saying, Mona, you've got to step out of this and take a leap of faith. Now, before that, the whole Princess Mona thing came about because in 2016, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro for
Wow.
the Trek for Mandela fundraising initiative. Yes. It is an initiative where in South Africa, and I think a lot of, you know, like third world countries, developing countries, girl children don't go to school when they have their periods because they don't have sanitary protection,
Wow.
something like that. And I didn't even know it existed in my own country,
Mm.
Barbara. You know, we sit in our little ivory towers and we forget
Yeah.
what's actually happening in grassroots. Yeah. So I got to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. I put on a pair of gold heeled sandals. We started at minus 21 degrees Celsius. There's glaciers on top there. The oxygen's depleting. I'm putting on these cute, dainty little gold sandals, put on my tiara, and refresh my red lipstick. And it was like I had to do something epic, you know. It was my guides were talking to me. Nobody even knew that I'd had it planned. So Princess Mona became like, you know, my alter ego, coming from a very stiff, rigid, you know, black and white kind of career. And here I was bringing this playful energy about money, about wealth, especially coming from the country that I do.
Wow.
And this led me now to going out into the world and saying, hey, it's not just people in South Africa that have to know about money and work and have this playful nature with money. It's everybody across the world.
Yeah. That's so great. And like, trying to decide what to do and the fact that you're talking about money.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to know your playful idea about money and how to teach people because it's so
Yeah.
dense and so hard and scary for so many people. And how do we develop a fun way to have money and enjoy money?
Yeah. Mm. And that's just it. You see, the whole thing with money is, we have been taught either directly or indirectly from what we've seen from the time we were young. And I mean, Barbara, you've been in this personal development world long enough to know that between the ages of 0 to 7, all our imprinting occurred at that time.
Right.
And we've either seen people fighting about money, or there's been lack, and especially coming from a country like mine, South Africa. But what I found is it doesn't matter where in the world. If you go back to the people, their parents, their grandparents, and you go all the way back down the lineage, where did our forefathers come from? They were either in the war, they were in the depression, they were slaves. So that money story comes through for all of us in some way or the other. We have two scenarios in South Africa. We have the group of us that came from not having. Then we have the group that had, and they feel guilty. So there's this, kind of tightness, there's kind of this fear about money, because money was always labeled, even in my career, until I understood it's not money that's bad, it's people that are doing bad things with money.
Right.
No, it's like shifting how I see money, and I get my clients to do the same thing as well.
So it's not even you, it's our heritage, it's our ancestors, it's our lineage. And I think that if people, and I was talking to somebody yesterday, and unfortunately there was a problem with the computer, so I'm going to talk to her next week. But it's also about the same thing, about our heritage and our ancestors. And I think that's what you're saying, that if we find a way to first of all, take the fear from ourselves, or realize it's coming from elsewhere, how do we let go of our ancestors, or that we're not taking it on from them?
Okay. To just give you like a very real example, right? My ancestors came into South Africa as indentured laborers. They came from India, all right? Now, the whole thing there was this lack, and we were like, another word, a nice word for slaves. Now, we all know that slaves, and also being a racial thing in South Africa, I grew up in the apartheid times. So my race, my gender was already telling me I'm not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, letting go, the first thing about it is, the whole thing that comes up is when you're going through the actual practical exercises of money, a simple thing like a budget, your limiting beliefs, your conditioning, your patterns come up in that. And the whole thing is to acknowledge it, because the minute we become aware, you start feeling funny. I mean, you do tapping, right, Barbara? And that we feel it in our body.
Right.
You feel that somewhere in your body. And that's the first indicator that there's something offish. And for me, the biggest thing was that until recently, and it keeps popping up, right? Every level we are to go, I am poor. I took on that label, and I kept it like so close to my heart, So even though I'm doing all these fabulous things in the world, this keeps playing in the background. So as much as I'm going forward, there's something pulling me backward.
Yeah. You had the seven figures, but you still felt poor.
Exactly, because it's like I'm doing all this, and I'm saving, I'm investing, I'm creating, but I'm not going, there's like the ceiling. And this is it. It's awareness first. And it's consciously, when that comes up and you feel that anxiety, it is to stop, acknowledge, and ask that pain, that discomfort, that anxiety, what is it about? And like, Barbara, so much gets revealed to us when we ask our bodies, when we ask the discomfort, what is it? What is it that you want to reveal to me? And the minute you shine a light, and this is what I found, we can't get rid of the things, but we can dissipate the effect of it, that eventually we are sitting in the driver's seat. And that unconscious belief is not the one sitting in the front seat and telling us where we should go or where we should not go on our journey with, creating this abundant life for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I'm like talking about a lot of family loyalty, and not wanting to be better than your family, and
Yeah.
your immediate family, and then your cousins and relatives and your ancestors, and that they're all like what's happening in the world right now. Like
Mhm.
everybody's scared and worried, about the getting sick and all that, but nobody is taking the time. What am I really afraid of? Is it really the epidemic? Or what's really going on with me? And I think that that's such a challenge for people because
Mhm.
they're not used to really going inside and
Yes.
saying, I'm feeling not good enough. Well, what does that mean? What is,
Mhm.
why am I feeling that way? And you've got like just a perfect idea of how to go about and looking at it and dissipating the problem.
Yeah. And that's just it. It's like keep, like, you know, with money, making money your friend. It's like the disharmony and the discomfort in our bodies. It's like it's talking to you. Go ask it. You know, it's like this little friend that's poking you and saying, "Can you feel this here in your solar plexus? Like, can you see that you don't want to step into your power because maybe as a woman, because this is for me, I can't be everything in the world. As a woman, I'm supposed to be submissive. I'm supposed to be small. I'm supposed to dim my light.
Hmm. And
So,
that's in South Africa. It's all over the world.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I think I don't think it's less here in America. When women's lib, it didn't seem to make any difference. And
yeah.
but it's all over the world. Why it's like that, I don't know. But it is, and we have to like it. And I mean, I see it in my own family, and being able to just let it go and realize, my healing will heal my ancestors, and I don't
Yes.
have to heal them. I heal myself, and just look at my own feelings, and then and dissipate, and it makes it a lot easier instead of
Mhm.
blaming yourself that you made the wrong investment decision or you did this wrong and got into debt and all of that stuff. It makes a lot of sense why you are where you are.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just it. You know, the whole thing about going into debt, Barbara, because you see, like you said, we don't want to be, you know, that family loyalty. Don't want to be different. We don't want to be more than. So even when money comes in, we want to find the quickest way to get rid, and I'm putting it in inverted commas, rid of it. And then we go into debt because it's like that deep, deep, deep guilt for actually having.
Um,
So we go around, you know, we play this wonderful games, you know, as human beings, we play these wonderful games to just like keep ourselves small. And I love that. It's like, for me, it's an adventure. My husband always says, I'm like a limiting beliefs. I call myself a limiting beliefs, you know, like the Ghostbusters. I'm a limiting beliefs buster, right?
so
Because
cool.
I'm doing it for myself all the time as well. And it's so magical when you can see what's sitting there. And it's like the tiniest little thing, you know?
And I think, like I've been, like Marianne Williams said, that we're afraid of our light instead of our darkness, or I'm not exactly sure exactly what she said, but that's the gist of it. And it's like when I see myself and anybody else out there that's not succeeding or not doing, I think it all, whether it's about their weight or about success or about relationships or money, it all boils down to being afraid to shine and being
Yeah.
afraid to be who you are.
Mm.
And nobody, I see people wearing the masks, and which make me crazy. My audience knows me, how I feel about the mask. But I think that the people that don't want to wear it, they understand on some level that
Mm.
it's not necessary, and they
Yeah.
create their own life, but they don't really get it. They know it. Their higher self knows it, and that's why they're fighting wearing the mask, because they know it's ridiculous, but they don't consciously let themselves know it or understand it. And I think it's about shining, and it's about really getting to know who you are and the reality of who their life is.
Yeah.
So, that's so good about what you said about debt, about like letting that people are afraid of debt. It was the first time about money. It was the first time I had heard that. Brad Yates, who's a big tapper, and I
Yeah.
interviewed him. He's got a thing about being afraid of having money or something like that, the tapping. I'm like, first time I heard that, I thought, I
Yeah.
want to get all this money, but I'm like, afraid of money? Really? I want to get rid of it as fast as I get it.
Mm.
So you just brought that to light. That's exactly why.
Exactly. And you know, like simple things, because people were killed for money. Think about my career. in South Africa, people were killed for money for something like less than $2. People lost their lives. You know, if you go back in history, people, the carnage that occurred for power and money. So we carry all that. And even though we haven't personally experienced it, humanity's experienced it. The collective has experienced it. So we just tap into it. And sometimes we don't even know what's going on because it's not ours that we've actually experienced.
Yeah, and the people that have money think that they have the power, and it's not money that's giving you power, and so people are afraid of it, that they don't want to get as mean as a lot of people that have power and they're controlling everything. So it's really thinking about, like in the slavery, the people in your country and our country with slavery, the people that were controlling it. Well, you know, it was the race certainly had a big thing about it, but it was also the money. Like a lot of people had the money. Probably even um, everybody who had the money, they had the slaves. They could afford the slaves, and depending how much money you had, how many slaves you had. But it's like the money, and now controlling it, everybody, and you know, and they think they're working hard. The people that work hard don't make a lot of money. The people that don't work hard have a lot of money, and they somehow figure it out. So it's really very interesting the way that you're showing us a different side of money.
Yeah. And that's just it, you know. Money is all about how we get to use it. And I guess now, you know, at this critical time in the evolution of humanity, the more good people, and you know, I say good people, like it's the people who are the conscious people, the people who want to do good in the world. And that's why we want to bring the money into the hands of these people, because they're going to do more good in the world. Issues like world hunger, you know, poverty, whatever is going out there, climate issues, you know, land grabbing, like South Africa is a big thing with land grabbing, right? It's like we can address all that if we just direct that flow of money. And us, spiritual people, and I'm putting that in inverted commas as well, we don't reject money unconsciously.
I know. I think, like, I don't know about in South Africa, but here there's on the ads, there's things for animals. Always to see the animals in the cages, and like, you give to us, give to the children at St. Jude's, or sick children, and you could be spending a fortune spending all this, but it's money that could help other people and help animals and help things. And I think if we could get past our own fears about having money and realize how good money, because I think also, like, a lot of people are afraid to be spiritual, is you can't be spiritual and have money. But if we realize that that's spiritual, and that there's a lot of good that money can do, and to find a way to get past our own stuff, that we can help so many people, animals, whatever we believe in.
Precisely. Yeah, absolutely. It's like the good, and you know, that's where the playfulness comes, because money is just energy. Money is light. Money just wants to expand us, right? So if you're a bad person, it's going to expand that about you. If you're a fabulously generous, loving, giving person, then money's going to expand that in you as well. You know, we think money's going to change us, and to an extent it does, because you become a bit more discerning, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will get money, and they use it for bad, or they use it for power, and that's why the people that are afraid of having money think that they're going to be like that too if they got money, and that they think they're better than other people if they have money. But it's not the case. It's, you know, we're giving all this bad publicity to money. It's not money. It's the people. And
yeah, and just think about it, Barbara. We know by now that there's so many different kind of conspiracies in the world, right? And think about it, like for you and I and members in your community, we want to do good in the world. But the minute we've been indoctrinated for hundreds and hundreds of years that money is bad, now we stay away from it, but yet we've been indoctrinated with that, not knowing that we've been indoctrinated with these false beliefs. And we are slowly getting to understand that money is not the issue at all.
Right.
We've just been told to look at it differently, so that the few of us that have all that money, then we can't do and have the effect that we want to have in the world. But it's just about us waking up now to the truth that money is like anything. I always say it's like the chicken and eggs. If you and I were exchanging potatoes and tomatoes, we're not going to go say the potatoes and tomatoes are bad.
Right.
You know? We're not going to go label that. But we've been taught to see money a certain way, because then a certain group can have control and monopolize the whole thing.
Right, right. Now, can you take us on a little tapping thing that to make us feel better about money, or bring more the positive tapping, the positive money to consciousness, so people can feel better about it?
Well, let's see how it reveals itself to us today. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. So, even though
Even though,
I've been taught that
even
money is bad,
I've been taught that money is bad,
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Even though I've been taught that money will change me,
Even though I've been taught that money will change me,
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Even though I've been taught
Even though I've been taught
that money is evil,
that money is evil,
I know now
I know now
that that's been a lie,
that's been a lie,
that it's been perpetuated
that has been perpetuated
to keep all of humanity stuck.
to keep all of humanity stuck.
It's a lie that's been perpetuated
It's a lie that's been perpetuated
to have all of humanity reject
to have
money.
all of humanity reject money.
Now, the time has come
Time has come
for money to be seen
for money
as our greatest friend.
to see money as our greatest friend.
Money is our friend.
Money is our friend.
Money is a team member.
Money is a team member.
Money creates fabulous opportunities for me.
Money creates fabulous opportunities for me.
I feel good when money comes to me.
I feel good when money comes to me.
I feel good when I consciously spend my money.
I feel good when I consciously spend my money.
I see money as an enabler.
I see money as an enabler.
I see money as my co-pilot.
I see money as my co-pilot.
I see money as a friend who's always there for me.
I see money as a friend who's always there for me.
I choose to appreciate money.
I choose to appreciate money.
I choose to use money wisely.
I choose to use money wisely.
I choose to allow money to flow to me freely and abundantly.
I choose to allow money to flow to me freely and abundantly.
I choose to be a great steward of money.
I choose to be a great steward of money.
Money loves me.
Money loves me.
And I love money.
And I love money.
And it's okay for me to say that.
And it's okay for me to say that.
There's no judgment about that.
There's no judgment about that.
Just like I love the stars and the moon.
Just like I love the stars and the moon.
I love money.
And I love money.
I'm not obsessed with it.
I'm not obsessed with it.
I love it like a friend.
I love it like a friend.
And the sooner I treat my friend well,
and as soon as I choose my friends well,
my friend money would love to be around me.
My friend money would love to be around me.
And I'm welcoming money into my life.
And I'm welcoming money into my life.
Because my divine mission
design mission
My divine mission is to do so much good in the world.
My divine mission is to do so much good in the world.
And money
And money
is going to help me do that.
is going to help me do that.
And I'm welcoming it in now.
And I'm welcoming it in now.
Okay.
That was wonderful. That was just fabulous. That's you know, I love the tapping, you know, I love talking about this stuff all day long, but like the tapping really makes the change and helps get all this negative stuff outside and put all the positive stuff in. So that was absolutely wonderful. I love that. Well, this has just been amazing. I'm so glad that we connected. And it's just, I know audience and my audience and your audience, and you're gonna love this, and you're gonna love talking to her. And now my audience, now we have a new place to go, to South Africa. And that's very exciting. So everybody, thank you for joining us. And thank you, Mona, for being here. And we'll see you next time.